Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. Shh. I'm live, y'all. What's going on, y'all? Another strictly explicit truth. Hope y'all had a good Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all of that stuff. Hope your new year was good too. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah. So, like I said, hope y'all had a good holiday and everybody was safe. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. Purposely, because when I'm overwhelmed with stuff, something got to get filled back. Period. You should be the same way too. If you're overwhelmed with stuff and cluttered with stuff, then you're gonna have to like pause on something to come back. But I didn't quit, so y'all just calm the be up. We all right. So, I know y'all seen the title, new variant, society. You know what I'm saying? Lies, vaccinated versus the unvaccinated, and who's right there? And before we get into that, let me just start off with an opening. You know, we have. Can you turn that down a little bit? We have a. Let me just put it to you this way. I always told you this. There's the mother and there's the father. Is the will and the self, masculine and feminine principles. Okay? Whatever your sign is, whoever's in astronomy, I don't know any of you who are into. If you're into it, and as I learned, hold on, we trying to get the kids to calm down a bit. And as I learn, and as I read, I understand that these planets are spirits as well. They carry spiritual energy as well. There is cause and effect. So whatever you caused in you, it will affect the planet that is attached to you. The mother and the father of manifestation, I told y'all already, think of it like the mother and the father of manifestation and the will. You may call the will God or whatever. If you want to do that, then go ahead. And they birthed these spirits, these planets, galaxies, they birthed it. Think of that burst as a cosmic, y'all say explosion, some say orgasm, whatever is your definition, you understand what I'm saying. When you create certain things and certain things come forth or you give birth to it, not all the time, everything in that process is going to be perfect. Not every child you bring forth is going to agree. Not every family member you're around are going to see eye to eye. Not every stranger you meet, you're going to agree with. Okay? So, in that relationship, we get all of this beauty on this planet. In this planet, there is also cause and effect. We cause things on this planet, and the planet reacts or acts upon what we do to it. The reason why I'm saying that is because there are a lot of people who don't think like how we do or are tapped into the things that we're tapped into. And they're just adamant about it. They're not going to get it. They're going to feel not, they're not going to get it. They're not going to respect it. They're not going to care to know it. And they're going to stand firm on them thinking it's bullshit. And when that happens, and you find yourself around ignorance, not ignorance meaning you do not know. People who do not know. If you do not know something, you're ignorant to that. When you find yourself around that, you have to start questioning yourself. And then you have to start seeing, is there a reason you are always around this ignorance? Is there a purpose for you to be around this ignorance? Because a lot of times when we run into strangers and we talk about certain things, we're talking it to another person who's ignorant about that subject. They have their own take, they have their own feelings of it. The father of manifestation told the mother, you left your responsibility from these children, the rainbow spirits, seraphims, and cherubims. You left. And they know themselves already. You refuse to know yourself and acknowledge how you are. So she leaves. Children always, when they grow up, they either follow in their parents' footsteps or they go off to do their own thing. It always happens. Doesn't matter. Why am I saying all of this shit instead of getting right into it? Why am I saying that? Because there's a point. Now we are, now there is a new situation. There's a new situation that erupted in a sickness. There's a new sickness, or there's another stage of a sickness. And y'all know me. If you want to show strictly explicit truth, you be hearing me. You know Drew, I'll be going in. You already know where I'm going with this. You already know information. I be at work. I always tell y'all what I see when I go to work and what happened. And as I'm outside in the city, you know, we in the DMV now, so we got snow. So if you're in the DMV now, we snowed in somewhere. So I'm at work and there is conversations around about people saying, yo, I gotta go get my boost, yo. I'm about to leave early to get my boost. Anyway, like now in conversations now, in normal instead of just good morning, how you doing? How was your weekend? No. In conversations now, we're bringing this up. We're bringing this up. I told y'all every video, and I'm gonna say it again now. I told y'all you can get tired. I told y'all don't think for yourself. We have to stop doing this. We really got to stop doing this and put this shit to bed. You know, and I know for a fact, and you know more than I know. You did not make a decision on your own to do shit. And you need to come to grips with that. The reason why I keep saying that is when you are dealing with fear and trauma, you can convince yourself anything. If no one came out and said anything about this shit that was going on, you wouldn't have went and got no goddamn vaccination. You wouldn't have went and got none of that shit. You wouldn't have gone and got none of that shit. You weren't going to do none of that. But then you sit up here and then you're like, you know what? Every day they talking about this. So let me go ahead because I ain't trying to, and they say black people, Spanish people get it more too. So I better go up there and get it. I feel you. Listen, and I'm gonna say this right now. Just listen. Fear, okay, is always going to be a state of mind. It is a mental fear. You can make it exist or you can make it not exist. Okay? Number two, my job, listen to me, my job will never, ever, ever be more important than my life. Money, listen again, money will never, ever, ever be more important than my life. Me waking up and breathing, having a heartbeat, blood going through my body and veins, all of my joints working, my brain functioning. That is more important than me having a 9 to 5. Don't be an idiot. We all know we have to pay bills, this, that, and the third. Yes, I know that. But guess what? Here's where I'm smart and you're not. Who told you you have to do the job you have to do? There are many jobs that you can do nowadays at your convenience where you don't have to tolerate certain things. Now I'm talking to the government workers now. Government workers gonna get tight now. That's what I'm talking to. So your salary, even the news. That's how I know the news is losing viewership. If you have to repeat the same thing over and over and over every single day, I mean, nobody not listening to you. No one is not listening to you. No one is not listening. And all of these damn stations, even CNN, dumbass, all of these stations is bringing fear. And here's my thing I would like to ask the news. Who's scared? Us or you? Seems like you're the one who's more scared. Oh, I'm gonna go hurry up and go get this, that, and like there's been so much contradiction with this man in this thing that now outside I'm seeing people is willing on their own to just talk about their vaccine status. I'm not gonna say no names because I have respect. But there is people who are in relationships and they're having issues in their relationships over this thing. Over this thing. So we together, and I'm not feeling a whole bunch of people getting 4, 5, 6, 7 shots, whatever, because it's gonna be more. You're getting a whole bunch of I'm just not with that. I'm not with forcing people to do certain things. But you with that. We got a problem. We got a problem. If you want to push unvaccinated versus the vaccinated, then you have a big problem. You already can see people are like, I'm not going back to work if you want that shit. You're losing in that already. Businesses is already losing money. Whether it's their plan or not, the fact of the matter is people is like, I'm not having it. Go ahead, take the job. I'm not driving a bus. I'm not being a teacher. I'm not doing none of that. You can do it. You want to make do you can do it. That's how their attitude is. It's funny because when you watch the TV, you will swear up and down what they're saying on there is true. And I know mainly it's the middle aged to older people who run with that shit, which is sad because when they step outside, they're not seeing what they're saying. So why are you feeding into that? Because going to my beginning speech, because you stood firm on what you wanted to do. You were adamant about what you wanted to do. You wanted to distance yourself from people. You wanted to tell people in your household to wear a mask. People you gave birth to, you're telling them to wear masks now. Your blood that lives under your roof, you telling them to wear a mask. And there's some people at home right now that's like, yeah, yeah. You see what I mean? You can't make this up. You don't think for yourself. You you didn't make this decision on your own. It was orchestrated. Okay, it was orchestrated to make you think you made that decision on your own. You didn't. They knew who was going to jump ship. Y'all are so slow. You are slow because you sit there and they're not even lying to you. Like they're telling you in your face what they're doing to you, and you like, well, you know, we gotta, what's serious? You know, we got to do it. You know, I got to. Oh yeah, I'm not doing that. Everyone has their own bed to make. If you don't know what that means, everybody got to make up their own bed. Why would you allow yourself, okay, to become an enemy? And I'm not talking about people, to become an enemy to yourself. That's what you're really doing. Because now, because I implanted this fear in your mind now, you now look at yourself now. Watch how I fuck you up. You now look at yourself now like, oh snap, I was around these people. What if I do have it? You just made yourself an enemy to yourself. That's another example because I said this on another show, but this is just another example of how you did that. I said it. Oh, I was around people, but I'm asymptomatic. You can't make this up. It's so true. It's funny now. It's funny to me now. I know people get the flu. I know people get pneumonia. I know people suffer from high blood pressure, diabetes. And I know with this weather, you believe what you want to believe. They control this shit. Because the whole time, the whole entire time, watch me fuck your head up. In December, whether beginning or middle of December, in December, at least all of y'all got a cold or some type of sickness. All of y'all. I'm telling you, you did. All of y'all. You did. You did. You was probably just chilling and sitting down or standing or whatever you was doing, and you felt the chill, right? And your ass started shaking. Then after you started shaking, your ass caught a fever, right? Didn't you? Yeah, didn't you? And it probably lasted like a day or two, right? And you was straight. That whole time during the November, December months, for some reason, okay, for some reason, they did not allow any cold temperature to come through in here. You could even, you saw it on the weather map. Above had cold air, bottom had cold, the middle warm. I said, well, hold on. I love science. Yo, dude, I straight in. I was like, hold on, that don't work like that. That don't work like that. So now I start analyzing the whole thing. Every day it was a 60 degree, it was a 60 degrees, a 60. I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is how people get sick. The whole time though, I'm wearing long sleeve and I'm still wearing long johns and I'm still wearing a coat because I'm not playing. And even when I jumped in the car, I had the heat on. But listen, you already made yourself an enemy of yourself because I was explaining. By them instilling the fear in you in the news, repeating the shit over and over and over again, you started saying to yourself, yo, I was around them the other day. I was, so, let me go ahead and get the. That's not thinking for yourself. You didn't make that choice on your own. They knew there were going to be people that do that. They knew already. Here is the joke. Here is what's funny to me. Homeboy, y'all know I call him Mr. AF, ass fuck. Homeboy gets on there, right? He get up on there, and this y'all so slow. The same thing that he did with the H1N1 and the flu joint, he did the same exact thing with this. The only difference was wearing masks and shutting down. But the promotion for it and how he was scaring motherfuckers, it was the exact same thing. Get your flu shot. Get your flu shot. Get your flu, like adamant every day. If you're not old enough to remember that, I'm letting you know. That's it's just like that. The only difference was no one was wearing masks. You know what? I ain't even gonna front. I see maybe like small pockets of people, not like a large, but maybe like one or two people here or there with that flu joint that was wearing masks. You know what I'm saying? And when people didn't go crazy over that, but I know a lot of people did go get their food because it's a shitload of people now that still say that. But when that happened, I guess when he didn't get the number or when he finally got the amount of people to get it, well, you can go to CVS or whatever whenever you want and get it. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah, it's fine. So I understand if someone comes and says, listen, I know someone who died from COVID. I'm going to shake my head respectfully, but in my mind, I'm saying, okay, pneumonia is real. Okay. And with these temperatures that's out here, it could have been a combination of pneumonia or the flu. You know what I mean? But I know with hospitals that are funded, they have to say it was that. Because if they do not say it is that, then you know the repercussions. My thing is with these people, these specific people, it is so hard to tell the truth. It is so hard to like you running shit. What reputation of yours is going to be lost if you tell the truth? You still doing shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're still doing crooked shit. So it doesn't really matter. Look at Andrew Cuomo. It doesn't matter because you're still getting away with crooked shit. Mind you, he's this. What did I say though? He was the second Italian that got away with something. And Fauci is the first one. I said, think of the movie The Irishman. Y'all want to know what's going on? If you put The Irishman, Squid Game, what's the other movie? It's another movie. But if you put them three movies together, this is what you got going on right here. Yeah, Megan Horst and The Purge. If you just combine them, metaphysically looking at those programs, I'm not talking about what they had in, I'm talking about the metaphysical aspect of those programs. That is what we're going through. You have a bunch of rich motherfucking families, not a bunch. Let me stop that because 1% is not a lot. You have a bunch of punk ass families with crazy fucking money that just sit back and it's like, yo, let's do this for whatever. No reason, no purpose. Let's control this for whatever. But understand something. This is where they fail. You do not know, nowadays, you don't know the minds of the people. Because everything they come out with, it always backfires on them. Everything they come out with, it always backfires on. It always backfires on. Facebook backfired on them. You see, when they had him in DC. They had Google in DC. They had them on the hill. They had them on the hill. everything they do backfires on them. I noticed that. And in the midst of that shit, somehow they find time to blame people that have nothing to do with it. They came out with this bullshit, and somehow you all are the blame. You all are suffering. I get what I'm saying? In the midst of all of this, someone who said this shit came from somewhere, okay, went from it being in the air, being on every fucking thing, to then it changed to, no, you have it. You may have. Right in front of your face, you got blamed and no one said anything. What you said was, oh, I'm about to go get my shot. Son, this shit is so true, you can't make it up. It's so true, it's funny. That's my new shit. It's so true, this shit is laughable. You can't make it up. You cannot make this shit up. Now, they want to attack the food because they want to have food shortages. But I already told guys, I used to work at 2 grocery stores, and I want you to listen to me. Those freezers are big as shit. Those walk-in freezers are humongous. Okay? What they do is, when them front shelves is empty, then they start going in the freezers. But they have not brought out anything from them freezers because the trucks haven't came. The trucks haven't came is because the ships, they still out there. They still coming in. Why is the ship still coming in? Some of y'all said, well, shit, we got ports and shit where I'm at and all of that. Why don't they just come here? That is a very good looking question. I've said the same thing too. Rhetorically, sarcastically, I asked that question. You understand what I'm saying? And my answer was, why would they make it easy? Why? Why would I make it easy when I know for a fact, because of y'all cell phone tweeting motherfucking digital microwave ass people, you're not gonna be self-sufficient and going in your house and do and think of something. You're not gonna be self-sufficient. You're gonna sit there and wait for what I'm gonna say and do. So you sit and wait for what I say and do. Is that thinking for yourself? I have a friend. He's about 23 years old. He's not from this country. And his mindset alone at 23, okay, surpasses some adult men that I know, because his mindset, and just to show you, and just to give some of you an example on how these youths are thinking and moving. His mind, okay, his mindset at 23 years old, listen now, at 23 years old, his mindset already is being an entrepreneur, is being something outside of what his family is. His main purpose is to help the youth. He's a youth. He is a youth. Every day when I come into work and he's there, that's all he says. And I want you to pay attention to that, because do you see where these youths is moving? They understand now they don't have to go to these corporate jobs and government jobs anymore to get things done. So you forcing them to do certain things that they don't want to do. You may get some, but you're not going to get all, especially if they know how to flip. If y'all don't know what flip means, you know how to maximize and multiply on what they're doing. They know how to flip. They're not paying you no mind. First of all, these young children now love going outside of the norm anyway, because it's about expressing and them being themselves, or whatever the stuff, the words y'all using nowadays, whatever. That's what it's about now. They're not going to waste their time listening to, if you don't do this or get this done or show me a card saying you can't do this, that, or the third. They're like, okay, well, I don't give a fuck. I got TikTok, I got Instagram, I got this, that, and the third. I got YouTube, I got my own YouTube channel, I got my own this, I got this, that, and that. I don't need to do nothing. Excuse me. I'm like, oh, okay, well, and this is me. I'm watching these youth, and I'm like, okay, well, if they are looking at themselves and they're like, listen, because we open that door for them, and I'm proud of it. But if they're like, yo, no, why I got to do that? No, it's not about how they're saying it. It's the confidence behind it. That's what you have to respect. These youth confidence behind and their stance behind what they're saying and what they want to do, you can't fuck with it. I'm sorry. And it's about the youth. I've always said it's about these children. His mindset, him being adamant on helping youth in sports. Not only that, not just in sports, but he said, with sports, they don't have a benefit plan, a package, or nothing. And I'm like, yo, this dude mind is on it. He's just on it. You can't be upset at him. A lot of times as adults, what we don't realize, and I said this last shows, we don't realize they watch us. And a lot of times they're not watching us to do what we do. They're watching us to not do and do something different. And that's where we need to pay attention to that, because that's where they gain and excel. Once we see them doing that, we have to applaud them and we have to motivate them to keep doing that shit, because whether you like it or not believe it, because it's definitely going to happen. Whether you like it or not, they going to take over. You trying to inject them and end their life early ain't going to help. It ain't going to help. Because a lot of these kids now, they'll come to your fucking doorstep. They don't care now. You in Rockville, nice area in Montgomery County. I heard today on the news. Got robbed. When it got robbed over there, I was like, oh, it's reaching everywhere now. It's reaching everywhere now. I told you. Let me explain it to you now, because I said it before. I don't know if you heard it before, but I said it before, but I'll break it down to you in this example. Excuse me. Did you guys see the episode of Family? Because I know you watch Family Guy. There's an episode in Family Guy in season 7. I think it was season 7. Not jean shirt, jeans, and jean shirt and jean jacket. Not that one. That shit was funny though. It was an episode with listen. It's an episode where he was sitting at the bar, and Cleveland came with his aunt from Jamaica, and she was like, Ray, yeah, I can't tell you your past something, Peter. You come from the, and then she had told Peter that he was the founder of Quahog in a past life, right? And remember, it took them back to like a time in England, and he was going to marry Lois, and Stewie was the king. Okay. Remember when Stewie had him exiled to America, right? And in there, he stood there. He got off the ship. Peter got off the ship in New Land. Listen now. Got off the ship and he was like, I'm going to call this place Quahog, right? Or New Quahog or some shit like that. And then he said, here, no one gets rights. Only whites, right? Listen, wait, I'm not done. No, listen. He said only whites. And I mean white. So no Italian, no Polish, no this, no that. He's like white. And he was like, listen, now here's the best part. He was like, you know what? Nobody gets any rights. No rights. That was the part you needed to hear. I told you in comedy, horror, and action, you're going to get truth, Them three, you're going to get truth, And the reason why you should have heard that last part is because when it comes to racism and white supremacy, white people have really been thinking that they have privilege and entitlement. And I have been saying before, they have not. It has just been an illusion in their mind. That's it. Just because an individual person of your race treats you differently, that does not mean you have entitlement or privilege. Here is why. Fast forward to now. Everybody had to shut down. Everybody had to stay home. Not black people, not white people, not Asian people, not Spanish people, not any other people you think about. Everyone, every country, everyone had to shut down. And you still didn't realize that that meant no one had any rights to begin with. The only people that understood that was them people that ran up in January 6th. January 6th? Mm-hmm. January 6th up in the Capitol. That was the main reason why they ran up in there. They had to listen, babe, me and you was doing Uber that day. Yeah. Listen now. We was doing Uber that day. I didn't even know that shit was going on. I think we just heard through the grapevine while we were doing Uber from one of the protesters that happened. But we was delivering Uber. We was right there in front of them and all that. We was all around them. And while I was delivering, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. They was like, "Hey, brother, all right, you have a good one. You be safe out here." I was like, "All right." All right. It was funny because when we went back home and we saw in the news, we saw what happened. I was like, we was just outside. Like, it's weird because none of that came around us. So it was weird to hear that happened because we was there, not in the camp. So we were in the vicinity because we was delivering. That is why but I'm telling you that because while we was out there, we saw signs. It was like, we're not slaves. We're not gonna conform to this. Trump is there. Not Trump is bad. It was like Trump is this. Like they was bigging him up. And like what was that one? What was some other shit? But it was a lot of that. It was mainly we're not slaves. We're not gonna stay home and not this and then all of that shit. And I was like, well, it happened. And then after it happened, I sat and I analyzed and I'm like, yo, out of everybody in the world, they were the only ones that realized that nobody had any rights. No one had any rights. No one. None of y'all do. And I've been saying this day one. You don't. You think you do. You think you do. And by you thinking you do, and only a few people around you who don't control anything, they may treat you a certain way. You may think you're entitled or you're privileged. You're not. You're not. You saw it and you're still seeing it now. A lot of these businesses that shut down in the DMV, all of them weren't black-owned businesses. Oh, all right then. Exactly. No one has rights. The reason I'm hyped saying it is because now everybody know how it feels to be us. Almost. Okay? Oh, they ain't done with y'all yet. They ain't done with y'all yet. But, you know, we didn't feel a way about it because we've always known how to survive. So survival, we got that in lock. Living though, that's what we should be focusing on now. Our health and living. Because we have survival down check. Since we have the survival down check, we could put that right there. Because when it comes to surviving, we are number one. Now we need to start living and combine that with the surviving. Then after that, we go to our growth and combine that. We combine the growth with the survival, the living, and we just are. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they focus on They focused on the people they want to focus on for right now. They are. Everybody, and I said this already. Yo, that dude Rad Paul, yo. Hold on. I just thought, yo, Rad Paul, yo, is getting on this man's nerves, yo. Yo, yo, I just thought about that. That shit was funny. I don't know if y'all saw that clip on YouTube. That shit was funny. He was grilling his ass. He was getting his ass. But back to what I was back to what I was saying. That shit was funny. That shit was funny. Y'all need to see that. Um, back to what I was saying. So now, when you combine those three, and you just are, the issue with that is, I think, I'm not gonna assume, I'm just thinking in my mind that people they want to be prejudiced. I'm talking about now while this thing is. I think they want to purposely like they're using this as an excuse to have a behavior that they've always had. To have and I've said this before. I've said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it because you need to understand. I feel like they're using this because you know what I'm saying, when they've always had this behavior, they've always had this mindset and thought. I'm not talking about white people. I'm talking about people, and I'm talking about every fucking body. They are using this as an excuse. There's people calling out of work or calling out of their jobs using this as an excuse, saying they have it. Now, I think that's kind of fucked up because if someone is really sick, hold on, pause. What that say? 19 million American black babies have been dismembered in the book. Now you about to take me to a you about to take me to okay, hold on, I'm gonna come to that. Hold on right there, I'm gonna come to that. So you know what, let me deal with that now. Let me just deal with that now. They're more there. I think honestly, I think to add to your point, I think they're already damaged before they even uh grow in the womb because of these vaccinations and these what do you call it in them, what do you call it, you call it, they have the, people, you always got to get them shots and hormones and them pills and birth control pills and all of that. So I think there's like a number of stuff that is like just trying to destroy the black woman's womb in general. You know what I'm saying? So by the time that happens, like look like, to me, my opinion, there's no reason why we should have children with mental issues. And I'm talking about, when I say mental issues, I'm not talking about autism. I'm talking about like, you know, Down syndrome children. Like, what are we ingesting in our bodies? What are we surrounding ourselves with? What environments are we repeatedly being around that mentally and spiritually is doing damage to our physical body? It is something around us. It is an energy around us. It is things that we are intaking. By the way, I'm not rationalizing infanticide. I don't know what you heard, but I'm not rationalizing infanticide at all. I'm not rationalizing anything. I'm not rationalizing anything. I was adding on to your point. I don't know if you heard that. I was adding on to your point. You can make any point you want. It's all welcome. I don't disagree with anybody. Anybody is welcome to make any point they have. I don't disagree. What I do is I look at it, I look what you say, and I analyze it from my perspective. I'm not rationalizing anything. Just to let you know, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. If you feel that way, that's fine. But just to clarify, that's not what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Infanticide is, the shit is fucked up. It's just as fucked up as every day now on the news. Every day somebody getting clapped. That's still murder. That's still murder. Murder is murder. whether it's in the womb or out of the womb. It's still murder. What about the kidnapped black children? What about the black children that are being kidnapped and sold? What about that? What about the organs on the black market? What is that? All of that shit is fucked up. We can't use all of it. We're not just on one fucking block. They got us on every murder block. We on everything. We on organs. We in the womb. Shit, schools, corners, everything. We're just targets. We are targets. The issue is, for them, the issue is we ain't dying fast enough. That's the issue. We're not dying fast enough for them. So they can do infanticide, they can do murder, they can do crack, they can do coke, they can kidnap us, they can do all of that shit. But for some reason, we still outnumber them, if you want to talk like that. Now let me move on. Where was I at? Because I had to deal with that because that was important. But where was I at? Anyway, because my main point was they're making this thing vaccinated versus unvaccinated, and it's to the point now where they have family members that are separating. They're not speaking to each other. They're not fucking with each other over this. Which is the main point was people don't think for themselves. Period. They don't think for themselves. Because if they did, then what would happen? If they did, what would happen? You can't sit there and say, yo, I made the decision to go and get the shot and the boosters because, and the excuse is always their job. It's never because I did it best for my family. It's always I did it for my job. Well, what this guy is. Exact. Thank you, Seabird. He said this the data about the virus is coming out regarding the COVID vaccine side effects. To all do your homework before giving this jab to your kids. Steve, I've been saying this. First of all, okay, let's just do it like this. We're gonna start this shit like this, and I'm just put this before. I'm gonna deal with this right now. I'm gonna add on. Hold on. In October 2012, me and you were at a lecture, okay? And this brother was at the lecture. I'm not gonna say his name because I respect him a lot. If y'all know him, you know him. This brother was at a lecture, okay? And we went to this lecture, and I swear to you, exactly what's happening now is exactly what he said was going to go down. With how they doing the flights because of the virus. Yes, how they coming in and going out, and even I swear to you, it's so true. Like I said, you can't make this shit up. So when this came out, when it first hit, see, me and my wife sat right here, and I said, they're gonna end up making kids have it because in the beginning they were saying, adults can have it, kids not getting it. Yeah, I said they're gonna make kids get it. I said they're gonna make kids get it because them the ones they don't fucking want around here. Them the main ones. They try and get rid of them old people and these young. They try and get them out. That's the first thing I said, and I said it just like that. I didn't break it down and critique it yet or nothing like that. The ancestors didn't arrive inside of me to break it down yet. Just me from up here and knowing my shit. I was already like, you're gonna do it to the kid. So then, a year, or maybe 6 months, 8 months, something like that, they start talking about the kids having it. I was like, yo. So first you blame the adults for carrying this virus. Now we're gonna blame the children. I went twice to my daughter's school to pick them up because And I'm going to repeat word for word exactly what they said to me. They said your child does not have any symptoms, but they have a concerning cough. What the fuck is a concerning cough? That's not in the dictionary. Those two words, concerning cough. They have a concerning cough. I go there, pick up my first daughter. Now, children, this is what we're doing to children. And you're making these children feel away. Hold on. So I go there to pick up. Go there to pick up. School nurse or whatever he is. He's like mad distance away from my daughter or whatnot. And I'm like, now, why would you make these kids feel like, like they have something, or like they're, like they're going, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Are you at home doing that with your own child? Here's the thing. And I'm gonna say this again. I only know one person that birthed me. One. And when that happened, the CDC wasn't there. The government wasn't there. None of y'all wasn't there. Nobody in the comment section was there. We are all born by our goddamn selves. Okay? So I will determine how the fuck I go out. Period. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter how people feel. What you guys have to realize and understand, at the end of the day, what you eat don't make nobody shit. So you can feel how you want to feel. People are going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. You could be on anybody's side you want. Fact of the matter is, they're going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. You can't force feed nobody shit. You can't. They're going to do it regardless. What I am suggesting is that you don't force anyone to do something that they don't feel comfortable with. If they have a choice, don't give me a misleading commercial saying, get the facts, make a choice. You just say, get the facts, make a choice. But then on the flip side, you got another commercial where two people sitting from each other and he's crying, I don't want you to die. Get the shot. I'm like, look at these motherfuckers right here. I don't deal with fear. I'm sorry. I don't deal with fear words. I don't deal with threats. You got to come better than that. So, right, I understand. You could be, listen, as I said, I don't know if he was here in the beginning, Steve, but like I said, they were doing unvaccinated versus the vaccinated. And my first comment, I don't know if he was here though, my first comment was, now when you go outside in the midst of conversation, you can't have a regular conversation with nobody because the first thing they want to bring up is this shit. So I have to talk about it because it's one of the topics I put up on there. As I said, I just said before, anybody could say what they want, but at the end of the day, people are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to do what they want to do. What I am saying, okay, is I'm adding on to what you said. I don't think people should be forced to do things that they're not comfortable with. And they shouldn't be demonized for that neither. When have you been bribed in America to take a shot? When have you been bribed? So, I'm around and I'm like, yo, it's been a lot of bodies popping up. There's a lot of homicides popping up. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, hold on. What do you say? Yeah, that's what I said. I had already dealt with that. But I had to get to the point You feel what I'm saying? I had to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? To give a overstanding and an understanding in that. But yo, I when I go into work, when you eavesdropping, that's what you're hearing. And I'm like, well, you should just be happy you woke up. There's some people that don't even like. Here's the thing that it's like, no one decided to take their health serious until they were forced to. That's supposed to like, you know what I'm saying? No one was supposed to care about their health until they was forced to. Anyway, moving on. Like I was saying before, like it's a lot of bodies popping up. In the midst of everything that's going on, I'm finding this weird because like the last couple of shows I had said, I knew for a fact. What is this? I heard about that. I heard about the because in Maryland they have a state of emergency in Maryland, which is like it's like 20 minutes from here. So yeah, they had a state of emergency there. But listen, if you're, because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. This is the thing. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. That's just understand. I am not a left or a right. I am an individual. You understand? And I don't roll with cliques. Make my own choices. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't look for anybody's advice or anything like that. I don't. I really don't. I really and truly don't. I stay out of their business and stay out of mine, and I just keep to myself. Period. I have my people I respect, and that's it. As far as I'm concerned, there are some people who treat politics as a religion. That's a religion to them. Like they believe in that. But I already went through, nobody has rights. Remember, we don't live in America. We live in the United States of America. Get it right. Okay? And these states ain't been united, I don't think, ever. We can at least agree on that. But politics is a religion to some people. They literally believe in their politics. And I'm going to just go on the record and say, as far as politics concerned, I never had and never will believe anybody who's into it because it has never benefited me or my people. Ever. Ever. And I understand there's my people in politics that's they doing the same bullshit. So I'm not with it. What I am for is though, I believe that everyone, you know what I'm saying, should have the right to their own house, their own space, their own land. You understand? And they should have a right to their own family. You know what I mean? They want to grow their food, grow their food. If you don't want to do it, do it. If you want to work, work. If you don't want to work, create your own stuff. It should be fine. But we live in a place where it was founded by crime. And crime is promoted through these same people. Crime is promoted. Crime is done constantly. And I ain't talking about robbing and little killing and shit like that. I am talking about their crime. Crime makes money in America. Shit, I don't care what you say. Blood, that's what they like. Because they have the power to end all of that shit. But why? It makes money. Disasters make money. Crime, that border shit, money. This is not about doing the right thing again. Why would they care about why would they care? Why would you believe that they care? Politics don't give a shit about nothing. Politics cares about politics. What people don't understand is when you are a president, this is a corporation. It is not a country. It is a corporation. So when you are a president, you are a president of a corporation. What do presidents and companies do? They make the company money. So what is the president's job? To bring that money in. That's what it is. It ain't about people and other the people that live in the corporation. All your ass is good for is working. You work, okay, and when you retire, I give you a little something to show that, yeah, I appreciated it, which ain't shit, because that pension ain't shit. Let's stop playing games. If we really gonna talk real, we can talk real. We can do family, what name it. I'll pull it out for you. We can do we can do it all. But we're not gonna play games with each other. We're gonna be honest with ourselves, okay? And we're not gonna act like this country is not founded by crime. And it still is. It's continuous. It makes I'm telling you, they love blood so much, man. Yo, they should be wearing fangs. Much blood out here, yo. In the 1 year that passed, I know y'all could. How much blood was spilled? Last year, how much blood was spilled? It was so much blood spilled, you make a river out of that shit. School shootings, mass murders. First of all, there's a very good piece on YouTube about law enforcement and feds hiring, people from the streets to do their shootings. What's funny about that is I have been saying that for years, that they just hire dudes from the streets to do all these clappings, to do these little purges, bang, 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 clear that neighborhood out. We're gonna gentrify that shit anyway. I've seen it when I was I've been seeing that. I'm not talking about things I did not see. Whatever I haven't seen, I don't know about, so I'm not going to talk about it. I have the respect to do that. I'm not going to do that. If there's things I don't know that you know, trust me, I will look into it because I love learning. What I do know is dudes be paid to light up the hood. Shit, dudes be paid sometimes to run up in certain nice neighborhood and get certain important people. This is not new. This is not new. I told y'all already earlier, if you wasn't here earlier, what I said, Fauci was Italian. Mr. AF is Italian. So is Andrew Cuomo. And the first thing I thought about, this was before the show. This first thing I thought about was the movie The Irishman. I was like, oh, I know what's going on now. This is The Irishman, just the medical side of it. That's all it is. The Irishman, Squid Game, and The Purge combined. The metaphysical aspect of it. That's what I said. And the reason why I said that was someone's beefing with each other. These big figure motherfuckers, somebody is beefing with each other. Nobody is in cahoots anymore. They're not working with each other anymore. I'm telling you, because it's shown. Because what they're doing out here is very sloppy. It's obvious and sloppy. It's obvious and sloppy. And people, I think sometimes people know what's going on. They just purposely want to be oblivious to shit so they could feel like they're a victim or feel special. So forget it. But it's obvious what's going on. Somebody beefing with each other. Somebody is on some payback shit. We can use Trump as an excuse. We can use Republicans as excuse, whatever. But it's something really going on. Something is really going on. But when it comes to these people, they all had their era. Okay? They did bring in the crack era. Hold on now. We had the mob era, and they was getting away with a ton of shit. I think they was getting away with shit more then than they are now because now they have to be more strategic. Shit, mob now is just fucking corporate to me. And then now you got these little geeks out here running shit too. Who knows what this country's about to turn into? But we all sit there and let it happen. But then when we get in these little water coolers, we act like we care about shit and we don't. I done told y'all already. What I say, I live and I demonstrate it with my family. Because in order for me to talk about it and be equal with people outside, I got to get right in here first. That's the problem with many people. They want to just jump ship and want to go and talk and spit to who or whatever, and they ain't got inside right yet. Let me tell you something. If in right ain't here, I don't lie to my daughters. And if you are a father, don't lie to your children about anything. There's no such thing as shielding a child from the truth. No, that's called lying. That would be rationalizing lying. Don't do that. Don't lie to kids about, don't lie to them about nothing. They know about kidnappings. They know about perverted ass men. Shit, they know how they talk. I ain't lying to them about any damn thing. When you lie to children, no matter what age they are, even if they're young adults, when you lie to children, they never trust you again. You fucked up. When everything goes sideways within 100 yards of your home, people can become very dangerous. How far are we from this situation? Look here, I don't know where you from, but I've had situations where things can happen closer than 100 yards, of it way closer than 100 yards. You know what I'm saying? I come from that era of the survival background. Like I said, you wasn't here earlier. When it comes to survival, oh, we got that on lock. My people have that on lock. That's something we know how to do very well. So we don't really have to worry about that. I said what we have to do, combine the survival with the living, with the growth. Those three have to combine together. But the answer to your question, how far we ain't far from that situation. In fact, that's the next step. That's the next step. First of all, every news doesn't come on that box. Okay, what they want to tell you is you don't know what's happening in other states. That could be happening now. We won't know. We won't know until it gets out of control. But we're not far from that situation. Let me tell you something right now. You want to know how close we are to that situation? I already said earlier, Rad Paul has been grilling this dude. Yo, he has been grilling this man to the point of frustration every time he on there. We're not far from that. They're already talking about, I don't know how true it is, but they're already talking about going door to your home to either give a COVID shot or a test. You're gonna have a problem with that. You're gonna have a problem with that. You know, I live in Virginia, and there's certain places in Virginia they will have an issue with you're not going to anybody's door in certain parts of VA doing that. You're just not. But they know that. But it wasn't, I don't think it was said to be enforced right away. It was said to instill fear. When are you guys gonna look? This is not about, it's not about forcing you. It's about getting the fear to you first. That's how it works. Okay? In the right use of will. Okay? You have your higher self, you have your lower self. Your lower self is everything that the higher self is not. Okay? Your higher self is all the positive aspects of you, the true self. The lower self, if you want to call it the devil or whatever, is everything that wants to corrupt the higher self. Okay? So if you allow that lower vibration to penetrate your mind, okay? If you allow that to get into here, What I mean by in here, I mean image-wise. And once the fear happens image-wise, you start feeling it here and in your chest. Now it becomes a dangerous situation. Because now, what the fuck you fearful of? What are you scared of? What are you scared of? Are you scared to live? Because that's what it seems like people are. They are afraid to live, but then they run around with their words and, I'm expressing myself. I'm doing this, and this is my form of expression. And I'm TikToking and this and that. Well, if that's the case, then why are you fearful? Let me ask you a question. Would you defend your life, or would you wait till you was backed in the corner? That's a serious question. Because now, if you're going to say you're going to wait till you backed in the corner to defend yourself, then that means you will allow yourself to get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. You were allowed to be ran over until you decided to finally do something about that. I like you, Steve. That's I like you, man. I do. I do. Can I have some more? Um, we not. And you don't need to. Here's the thing. You don't need to be terrified. You don't need to be terrified. When I was saying earlier, it's so true, it's laughable, I was serious with that statement. What you have to realize is, terrified is another part of it. But what you need to realize is, what's going to happen next is that they're going to get a surprise because they're not going to expect the people to rise up that's going to rise up. You're not going to expect, you're going to see people on your side that you would have never thought would have even been on your side. You see, it's not a race thing. It's not. For them, it's a control. It's about control, manipulation, power, fear. And they want that shit bad. They want that shit. They have and the reason why, and the reason why they want it bad, they have never seen at this age. Yo, I'm telling you, because of social media, they can deny it if they want. They can deny it if they want, but because of these social media and these cell phones and all of this shit now, yo, like they see that they're gonna have a problem with people. They can't control them. They can't control them. They're doing things that they didn't expect that they were gonna do. They're on another. You got some of the youngest YouTubers making crazy money. That's my example to show you. They didn't think that shit through. There's oh shit. It was always about slowing these kids down or stopping them. Because for some reason, these old farts don't want to give up their power. They don't want to pass the torch. You want to keep these old shits you have in place. But you have an issue now. I already said you have an issue. You have different families now. You understand what I'm saying? You have multicultural families. You have multicultural businesses. You have different countries partnering up with each other that you would never think will partner with each other. You feel what I'm saying? You seeing friendships that you would never see. They got a problem. It's like, yo, what the fuck is this going on? You know what? No, this is too much. This is too much. I am not religious, but if you think of the Pharaoh story, where he was like, what the hell them damn Israel? I don't want them damn babies popping out of Israel. I don't want that shit. Go kill all them little baby boys. But instead of the baby boys, it's people. It's just the people. It's just a certain number I want to get rid of. And then Bill Gates, just couldn't say his name without doing that. But then, yo, how the fuck you get kicked out of India? And then come over here to do the same shit? This is my problem. This is my problem. The government speaks a lot about justice and doing right and truths, but then again, they're the ones causing all this fucking madness. Not all. I'm just saying, we know this. We know the players. Fuck that. We know the players. They're the main ones in there orchestrating. And then what I don't like, they send these little dumbass black politicians thinking that they're gonna fool the black people. They come in because they're coming in. They're, hold on, y'all. Here, go ahead, close it up. And then they come in with their own. They're not coming in with their own agenda. They're coming in with their agenda. And just because it's a black face, like they're in blackface, misleading the people. And when you listen to their word, people never listen to wordplay. When you listen to their wordplay, you can see that the way that they're speaking, they're not for us. They're not talking. They're not for what they're talking about. What the fuck is this? My concern is making a lethal decision when I would not have done this in the past. And that is a very good observation that you did. That is very good. You know why that is good? Because you're not the only one that has to say that. When that happens, you're not, and this is why I mean you shouldn't be terrified. You're not the only one who's going to be saying that. Everyone is going to be saying that. Well, everyone with that mindset that knows, okay? Everyone is going to have to say that. They're going to have to come to that point. They're going to have to say, is it going to be me and my family, or is it going to be them? But let me just say this. This is nothing new. This has been going on throughout times. Throughout the times, it's been happening like that. What makes it fucked up now is this is purposeful. This is purposely being done. For no reason. For no reason. You have to I'm about to say telegraph. You have to telework for what reason? What did you do? You can't come in this supermarket without a card showing me you have your card. What did you do? And the way people speak to you when you go in their establishment, to me, I'm different. The way I was raised to speak a certain way. You come in, good afternoon, sorry for interrupting. May I please talk to, you know what I'm saying? You walk in these establishments now, what you want, what you need. Oh, you got to pay for it first. Maybe it's me. You can't talk to me like that. I'm sorry. I like being upfront and honest, but if I don't know you and I'm coming in there, I'm not speaking to you like that. Why you have to speak to me like that? So already now, this is since everyone been on lockdown, this is the attitude now. And I said this because this is what it's setting up for. The distance, and not the distance, I don't want to use that word. The separation, the mental separation of people out there is to the point where I believe that they don't even trust themselves. Because like I said, there's people telling their family in the side of the house to mask up. I'm not telling my daughters to do that. I'm just not. When we lose the understanding of what is right and wrong, we are entering scary times. I see this coming in our lifetime. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a sight. It's happening in this lifetime. It is. It is. Because you're missing a key point that I'm about to tell you. You're missing a key point. You want to know what that is? Now there's food shortage. I was getting to that. Goddamn, thank you. That's what I was talking about. Thank you. I can go. Now there's a food shortage. So when you said, because you're not wrong, you're not wrong. I just want, when you had said your concern is making a lethal decision, let me rephrase the question now. Food is for what? What is food for? Food is for survival. If you don't eat, you die. You don't drink, you die. Period. You don't eat, you die. Period. There's no science to it. There's no ifs, ands, buts. You starve, you die. So now, food shortages. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say your house is stocked with food. The grocery store, it is key. The grocery stores has none. You have a lot to hold you down and your family down. Someone won't break in your crib because they want that food. Now, survival, what not now? Exactly. Now, they want to break in your crib for food. Now, I did not say they broke in and asked for the food. I didn't say that. I said they broke in. So that means you're unaware. Now, are you going to take the chance to have somebody break into your house where your family is at? Come in, pretty much rape your house. Once you break into my crib, you raped my house. Like my house doesn't feel, it feels away now. You violated me. And I have a rule. When bugs come in, when bugs is outside my house, you good. Once you step across this threshold, you done. I got to take you out. Food is being tampered with now. Now they're complaining about a food shortage. And I was saying already, the grocery stores, because I used to work in the grocery stores, a lot of the grocery stores, when their shelves is empty, especially in the frozen food, when their shelves is empty, that back freezer is very big. And there's usually 2 to 3 pilots lined up in front. When everything is empty or happening, and they use those pilots, they start unloading those pilots and start putting those things up there. They have not done that. They've only done that piece by piece. And the reason why they have done that, I can finally get back to it. The reason why I've done that is because the ships is still out there. You know, hey, listen. I'm a person that if I'm working, no matter what job it is, driving a boat or whatever it is, I like to do my shit and get it done. There would have been no way that if I knew how to drive a ship, there'd have been no way I'd have been stuck on that water. Yo, I'd have been the main one. For some reason, I feel like it's purposely slowed down. There's more than one port. California is not the only fucking port. But we'll run with that for now. So the grocery stores only haven't been doing like piecemeal. So if you live in New York City, you got a fruit and vegetable store, you might want to go ahead and grab some fruits and vegetables from there. If you live in other states, you probably have a farmer's market. We have farmer's market. When they out there, go and get that shit. Go and get that shit. That is the key right now. I don't know who these people is. I don't know. I think this is, I don't know. Is this Russian? Is this a real person? I don't know, because it said that up here too. But I don't know. But when you see those fruits and vegetables, and I know it's getting kind of scarce, but when you see them, just grab it. Just grab them. Grab them, cook them, use them, eat them. You have to sustain it. You have to sustain your health. You have to. Because the thing about it is to break your health down. If I can make you weak, I can attack anything on your body, inside, I mean. All I have to do is make you weak. And by me stopping your food, I can make you weak. And like I said, with the times we living in now, a lot of y'all ain't gonna grow no damn fruits and vegetables. I will though. because I like to eat and cook. I don't know about y'all, but I love cooking and I love eating. And I's eating. You better learn. You better learn because now it's not about you making big money and moving here now. Now everyone is in the same boat, and you all will have to learn how to survive. You will. You might have to get one pack of chicken wings and learn how to cut it up and share it between a whole family. If you don't know how to do that now, the problem we have is we're not self sufficient anymore. We want things done for us, or we want it done by a fucking computer or robot to do it. Shit, you see them things where people put it on the iPad and they got two wheels and they be in their house and the thing be in the street rolling and I'm like, you, you can't be that lazy. You can't be that lazy. You just can't be that lazy. Right, I agree. Here's the thing, because you have a good point. You could be armed to the teeth. Stay off the radar. But I'm gonna be realistic with you. The reality of it is that's not gonna just a reality of it because when people are in survival mode and they're desperate, they're going to do everything. Guys, you have to start now looking at the messages that are given in front of you. You know what I'm saying? There are lots of shit that show you sign, whether you see it in the street or whether you see it on that box, whether there have been shows or whether there have been people telling you in conversation or whether you have just gotten aware of a heightened sense of things, but things have came to you and information has told you. When you look at certain movies, when you look at certain shows, when you hear certain conversations, they show you what the fuck is going on. In fact, in fact, that same wicked ass dummy, Mr. AF, okay? You know, there's a thing called half truths, which what I'm telling you, half of it is true and then half of it is not. But because I'm not breaking anything down for you, I'm just saying it and using uh, double speech words, you don't understand it. That is because the those particular words I use was only for particular people who know what those words mean. And those who knows what those words mean, they understood what I said. Which is why a lot of the times y'all hear these politicians or these people get up there on the podium, and when they speak, you don't know what they spoke about, but you swear up and down you smart and you know, really? That's gonna, you don't know what the hell they spoke about. Because the double speak words that they're using, the language that they're using, you don't understand none of the wording. So it's going to happen. They're not going to stay off the radar because this at this particular time, hypothetical, at this particular time, we are at survival mode. We got to survive. We got to survive. And you understand, if you could, you have to look at it broadly. You have to look at it broadly because it's not just in house people. Remember, you got homeless people on the street, people that's just in the street. They're not even home, they just prefer to be in the street. They would be just as much dangerous, looking to survive just as well as the next door neighbor. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have a feeling that it's going to come to a point where you guys, everyone is going to have to go to the grocery store and get enough food because they're going to lock it up. And when that happens, you really have to start, guys, you better know what to do. You better know what to do. It's not going to be, because I don't want to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to be an easy road. Okay. But it will be a victorious road. It will not be easy. It will be challenging. If you understand set laws, which is a SARS brother, if you understand set laws and those principles, then you can understand that's exactly what's this being governed by, those exact laws. And if you can follow the principle of the story, movement is the key to surviving the battle. Where you gonna move to? If it's happening everywhere, where are you gonna move to? Running away, you can't. Running away, it is a such. You can't run away from issues. Running away is not going to solve everything if it's everywhere. If it's everywhere, movement where? I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. You know why? Because everybody in this house can handle their own. We made sure that they could. See, that's how you prepare for stuff. From the time you're young. They've been doing self-defense and martial arts because I teach them. No, everybody is not like me. And I'm not saying everybody have to be like me. But if you're trying to prepare for something, you have to start way early. When shit pop off, it pops off. I'm not getting on you, Steve. I'm speaking to everybody. When shit pop off, it pop off. And I'm being honest. If it's happening everywhere, because it's gonna happen, where you gonna go? Remember, the whole world, every country had to shut down. Everywhere. They're going through the same thing. I just said earlier before you came on, no one has any rights. And I proved that to them. If you saw that Family Guy episode where he said, the only people, I'm going to call this place Cohagen, the only people who have rights is whites. And I mean white. So no Italian, no Polish, no this, no that. And he's like, you know what? No one has any rights. They didn't listen to that last part because that last part was the truth. No one. Yo, what color you are? You never had it. You thought you did because of certain privileges that wasn't even given to you by government. It's probably just regular business people that you knew that you got away with shit with. But everyone on this planet had to shut down and stay home, and they were being threatened, and they were going through the same fear-mongering thing that we are in America. Everyone. So it's going to happen everywhere. Movement where? Where are they going to move to? You going to go in the woods? They will come in the woods. They will come in the woods. You want to go in the mountain? They will come in the mountain. That's my point. That's my point. If you stay, you will need to work with those in your community to defend your territory. That was my point. That's why I said move where? You better off staying there. You think, see, that's where your faith in people has to be strong. Guys, do you really think that your neighbor's really going to sit there and they not going to, load up or bang with you or whatever, or fight, whatever? You think they're not going to load up with you? Then you're wrong. Because remember, everyone is going through the same thing. There's not one person right now that is not going through the same thing. Either they got the shot or they didn't get the shot. Their job was affected by it, their job wasn't affected by it. Either way, everyone is going through the same thing. Nobody's special anymore. Nobody is special anymore. And I know there's still entitled people out there who want to feel that way. Guess what? That shit is over. That shit is over. Your reign in thinking that you are entitled and privileged, that shit over. I'm sorry. It is. It's over. If you ain't see it, what's wrong with you? Because lately ain't nobody been paying y'all any amount. It's over. Hang that shit up. Bottom line, you can rely on yourself or prepare yourself to trust your neighbors. I would say, I would say yes. I agree. I agree. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I would agree. It's either you trust yourself or you trust yourself or your neighbors. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't even gonna lie to you. At this point, I think I just trust myself. Just right here in this, for now. For now, because the way and the reason why I say that, Steve, the reason why I say that is because I don't know if you realized it, but the mentality that the people are having right now, it's very questionable. It's very questionable. I gotta, it's very questionable. It's very iffy. So I got, my grandfather say at arm's length. At arm's length, I have to watch you, because it look like you're coming with an ulterior motive. It's funny. It's funny because in the beginning, before you came on, I was talking about the mother, the self and the will and the father of manifestation. And I was talking about that. And I was talking about the issues that they had with each other because two of them knew who they were. And when they came together and birthed these spirits, they also know the rainbow spirits, the seraphims, the cherubim. They knew who they were inside. They knew who they were, but the mother didn't. And she kept putting them off and kept moving away and didn't want to deal with how she really was. She didn't want to come to grips with how she really was until they had to really show her. Everyone had to show her. And this is the point where we at now. This wickedness does not realize that it's being wicked. What I mean is, these people that know they're being wicked, they won't realize the damage that they're doing until it ends up in front of them. And it will, because out of everything you said right here, all of this, what you said right here, it proves that it's going to come to their doorstep. Trouble never gets away. It never does. Trouble never gets away. It may linger. You know what I'm saying? It may breeze past, it may breeze through. You know what I'm saying? But it never gets away. No one, we sitting here talking about this shit, and no one wanted to address when they said no one will be able to sue until 2070 something. Now, 50 years from now. Why wasn't that a red flag to Americans? Shouldn't that have told you, there's some bullshit going on with this damn thing, man? Do you see how things could be said to you on TV and it could just go right past your fucking head? Because y'all could tweet and comment on every shit, but when it's time to hear shit like that, you won't comment and tweet and get on their ass. Get on them. When are you going to get on them? The death waiver. Oh, the new term for lab rat. What was it called? It's called lab runner. So y'all are lab runners. That's what he said. All you have in battle is the brother on your left, right? And covering your six. Oh, we got a military man right here. We got a military man. Either you a military man or you play Call of Duty. I'm a bet on you a military man. Because that's military lingo there. But yes, you absolutely. See, I'm not disagreeing with you with anything you said here today. I'm not. I'm adding on, and I'm gonna keep saying that because I want everyone to understand and understand. That's what I'm just adding on. But at this moment, I can't say I trust everyone. Not everyone. But I will be honest. I'm not about to sit up here and I will be honest and I will say there is a lot of people I've came across. And if they did take the shot or if they didn't take the shot, they have said, all right, shout out. All right, shout out. Thanks for your service. Air Force, baby. Air Force, baby. I knew it was because I know the lingo. I did everything military except go there. Yeah, the Navy cadets, I was Navy cadets for a number of years, and then they put me in military school. I went to Fort Meade. When we was in the cadets, we did Fort Meade for boot camp. So I was on Fort Meade, and then military school we went to Peekskill. That was on the base too, in Peace. But everything military set went to the military. So I've been around you guys a lot, a lot, a lot. But in no way, shape, or form have I done what y'all done. So I'm not. I'm nowhere. Listen, when it comes to like doing service and putting in work, no, y'all got that. That's why I did thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think a lot of people know like you got. I'm glad you said that because I've been meaning to talk about this. Um, Military people who serve the military, they get lied to the most. And I don't know if y'all know that a lot, but you have to understand when these guys and these women go into the military, their mindset is not on defending fucking politicians. It's really on defending their home. That's where their mind is at. And they can go to school, you know what I'm saying? And like their mind really is on like that's what they believe. I'm an American and I'm fighting for my home. Ain't nobody about to come out here and fuck up. That's what it is. What I've been seeing, and I'm not in the military. What I've been seeing. Oh, shout out. Oh, he said I'm an old fart, 1973, 1983. This is gonna make my point even bigger because you would know. They go in, and my father-in-law is a Marine, so shout out to him. My brother-in-law is the Air Force. Shout out to him as well. So um, when they go in, they're going in with the mindset of I'm serving my country. I'm not serving a fucking politician. I'm serving my country. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. It is their decision. Yeah, he was 17 when he joined. That's usually the age. So you're a child when you join. You're a child when you join. And then when you go in, you go through your training. You go through your education of chain of command. You know, in the Navy, it was E1, E2, E3, petty officer, third class, second class, first class. You go through your ranks, you go through your training, and you're told your training, okay, is for the betterment and the protection of your home. What I don't like, what I've been seeing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a veteran. Oh, but I can. Hey. So before I say what I say, when I was working at a gym, I was working at a kickboxing gym, and a few veterans used to come in there. When I would train them, it was like, hey man, we could use you out there. And I was like, nah, y'all not gonna pay me that. Y'all gonna give me that government money. I want some real money. That was my joke. But he was like, man, yo, I can listen, I can handle myself very well. I can handle myself, think a little bit too well. So we'll just leave it like that. But I've never served. I wanted to. I actually wanted to go into the SEALs. You know what I mean? Well, how I am, I'm kind of glad I did. Let's put it that way. How I was, I'm glad I did. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Steve, 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 you want to tell a story? You won't let me tell a story. I'm messing with you. So when they go in, because when I was going in, that was my mindset. I was like, I want to be in the SEALs, but yeah, I'm going to serve my country. But when I go in, I want to do some shit. So I'm gonna go in the SEAL because I knew I was active. I was hyped. I like to fight. I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like the cadre, they would come and throw me down, and I'll still get up, keep coming. And you know, these dudes used to be special ops. You know what I mean? And they'll just throw me down. And, you know, I'm like 17 years old, and they'll still throw me down. They're like, Palmer, and they're coming, throw me down, and I'm keep coming. And it was like, yo, you got a good passion and it will work. And so I wanted to go into the SEALs. They go in, and when they go in, they're excited. They're on their own. You know, they could serve their country. They can travel. They traveling for free, going and seeing different places. But you're not telling them that you ain't gonna look out for them when they come home. And what I've been seeing is these vets, man. And I'm sorry that y'all go through this. I really am. But they have not been looking out for y'all. There is vets out there with PTSD. They have mental issues. They need medicine and shit like that. And they've been having problems with that. They have not been treated right. I've been going to certain medical places. You should hear how they speak to them. That's the first thing I don't like. I'm like, bitch, if I didn't go and do what I did over there, your ass to be dead. That's what I would be if I was a vet. And I'm like, yo, what are they be treating? And I'm like, why are you talking to them and treating? Like, you don't know what they've seen and what they've been through. And this is the things that they get. They don't know what the fuck to expect when they join. And then to get that kind of treatment. So I've been seeing, the vets that, I don't know if you've seen, was it in Virginia? It was a vet. It was a black dude. He was in uniform. Police came, hemmed him up. In uniform.
No, it was Frederick, Maryland.
Frederick, Maryland. But they hemmed him up. He was in uniform. He did nothing wrong, and he purposely pulled over into a gas station for life. So this is the fucking thanks I get. Mind you, most police officers from military anyway. So if you see me, why? But he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only military. Yo, they've been going through this shit ever since, yo. And my issue is, well, not an issue. My question is, why are you asking me to defend you if when I come home, you're not treating me as if I did that work? And in my head, I will always ask, I'll be like, why the fuck they joined the military? I'm not doing that shit. Once I knew listen, I got like a 50 or 60 on my ass valve. But for some reason, I didn't pursue the Navy. I don't know why I didn't pursue the SEALs, yo. I don't know why. I don't know. It's something in me. And I'm gonna say I'm glad I didn't, because with the passion in martial arts and fighting that I have, I probably would have still been in that bitch. They never retired my ass. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. We're getting to a point where it's gonna be difficult to talk to each other, because we're gonna look at each other as if like we're poison. You ain't, nah, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta. You know what I mean? And now that the governor has dispersed the National Guard in Maryland for a state emergency, I can't imagine. I would like to know how some of these vets feel. I would like to know how the National Guard feel like. Like, this has to be like a babysitting job that they do not want to do. So you telling me I gotta patrol the streets of where I live, around my own people, my own community, and just look them and treat them like they're. Hold on, wait, what you said, Steve? My first assignment. 5 guys in the truck. Sergeant pulls over and says, "Who's the first to die?" I look and I had nothing to say. You see that shit? You see that shit? Now, A lot of people don't know the streets is the same way because growing up in Brooklyn, New York, a nigga just come up to you and just be like, "Yo, son, you got the time?" And as soon as you do that, I've seen it. And as soon as you do this, bullet in the back of your head. What do you do? Just like what you said, had nothing to say. Exact. Like, what do you do? You stuck. Your body is completely frozen. The reason why your body's completely, you know this now. I'm schooling the ones that don't. So I'm not talking to you, see. The reason why your body is frozen, you've never been in a situation like that. You've talked a good game, but you've never been in a situation like that. You've never heard a deep, threatening voice say who the first to die. And the vibration from that and how it made you feel. No one has ever felt that. I guarantee you. Other than you. Other than you and everyone else who went through that. No one else can say, outside of you, they can't say they felt that shit. Because what you felt, no one else, like I said, they can't say it. What I've seen and felt, I can't say someone else has felt that. But now, you in that situation, what would the average person do? They would probably do the same thing. They would have nothing to say. There's a saying that bad think it's bad until it really means bad. I was in a situation, one situation I was in. I was walking to the Boys and Girls Club. Yeah, no, I'm agreeing. Yeah. I'm agreeing. No, I'm agreeing. And yeah. That was my point too. Like, that was my point. Like, when you in a situation like that, you stuck. That's what I was saying. Like, you stuck. Oh, oh, what? 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 You dead already? You dead already? What time is it? What? You dead already? Why are you looking down? You don't ever look down. When a stranger talks, you don't ever look down. You look a man in his eye. That's what I was taught. Grandpa always said, you always look a man in his eye. When a man's speaking to you, you look at him in his eye. Because while you're looking at him at his eyes, you can learn everything you need to learn. Whether you're telling a joke or whether you're having a serious conversation, you look him in the eye. There is, and this is my explanation of it, there is my definition of it. There is living demons out here in the world. I'll call them serial killers, call them rapists, pedophiles, whatever. And to me, that to me, when I hear things like mass people being hurt or someone children being kidnapped, it let me tell you, I don't know the ancestors in me. I don't know, but there is a boiling in me. It is a boiling. It's like a a volcano when it's before it erupts. It goes through this little rumbling, boiling process, and that's how I get, because I never could understand or wrap my mind on how a person can take pleasure and joy on doing things like that. And The fucked up thing about it is you have these people in what do you call it? What is these fields in these psychiatry fields and shit like that, and they want to justify these fucking crazy ass sick ass demon people. And I always thought that these people do that because I think they're trying to figure out their own evil. I always thought that with psychiatrists. When they take on these certain crazy ass people, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker should be dead. There's no living. No, we have to study. We have to study them and see what. No, 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 no. You must be studying yourself to see why your mentality is like that. There is no reason why they need to be around. But again, as I said, this country was founded on criminal activity, and it will continue to be so until we change. We have to change that arrow. Instead of that arrow pointing here, we have to have that arrow pointing that way. We'll always say forward ever, backward never. But in every aspect, Steve, we need to watch our six. In everything we do, we should be watching our six. I would get up in the morning. I don't know if it's Sabbath, but I would get up in the morning. When I get up to use the bathroom, go to work, I gotta look out that window. I don't know why. I just look out the window. You know what I'm saying? Okay. My grandfather always told me like, you should see things before you get there. Meaning, so if you're walking, and if you could see 2 or 3 blocks ahead, then you should see it before you get to those 2 or 3 blocks. That means you scoped out everything. By the time you get there, you already knew what was there. So if you chose not to go around there, then while you got halfway, you made a different direction. You should observe things that people don't observe. You should analyze things that the average person don't analyze. That's what I was taught, and I do it. Which is why I pick up fast. I pick up very fast. So, which is why I get bored easily. Because as soon as I master things just like that. It's not jack of all trades, master. Oh, it's master of all trades. Master of all trades. Ain't no jacks. Master. When I say of all trades, of all the things that I wanted to do, anybody fucking with me in that? I made sure. I made sure. You know why? Because I have my own mind and I make my own decisions as you should. You should say to yourself, this is the direction and the path that I'm going in, and this is how I'm going to live. It hurts no one, and I'm still being positive. That's it. But, and this is where we mess up in our relationships as well and in society. What we do is we have a selfish mindset. And our selfish mindset is fuck that. I'm going to be reckless, okay? And I'm not going to have no regards for anything or take responsibility for anything. So now it just becomes my mental clarity. I have a pup. She's loyal and trusting. Yeah, yeah. I hear you, man. I she's sleeping now. We have a lab hound, and and what it does in society and relationships, it messes it up because when society is not, you didn't create society, okay? The society that we live in was created for us. What does that mean, Drew? It means that I, let's say, hypothetically, if I created society, that means I tell you what to eat, what's popular, what's the new trend, what to hate, what to like, what to love, where to go, who to sleep with, what to drink, where to hang out, all of that. When you when you are in that environment and you adapt I'm not talking about now when I say adapt, I'm not saying that you join that society. I'm saying adapt in terms of you know how to maneuver yourself. You know, like Jay-Z said, you know how to move in a room full of vultures. Pretty much, you know how to move. You know how to walk in grass when there's snakes around. Okay? That's what I mean by adapt. When you adapt to that, you're able to maneuver. This is where your movement word come in. You're able to create certain movements that people don't see because those same snakes thinks you're a snake with them, and they only think that because they do not see you doing anything outside of their norm. Now, the relationship part is harder because, as I told you, there are relationships right now that are being based on non realistic things, and it's causing friction between both people. I I can't tell you what to do in terms of let me break it down. I cannot tell you when you get up in the morning you're gonna eat eggs. What if you don't like eggs? You've never liked eggs. I can't make you eat eggs. I can't force them down your throat. I can't do that. I can't make you tomorrow when you come over here, you're gonna paint my house. I can't make you do that. And if you don't do it, you're no longer welcome here. Okay, fine. I'm no longer welcome here. But I am not supposed to make you feel like you don't have a choice or you're obligated to my cause because that is selfish. That is a mental slavery. You are not a slave. And if I have to use that word to wake y'all up, I literally took that whole long time just to get to this point. You are not a slave. You fail to realize that everything leading up to this point is a form of slavery. And I know one thing. I know one thing. Nobody, nobody, and especially in America, nobody want to feel like they a slave. Hell no, they ain't having that shit. They're not having that shit. You seen what happened January 6th? And like I said, January 6th, when I saw that happening, I said to myself, well, these are the only people that realize what's going on. They're the only ones that's like, yo, I'm not with that shit. You're not about to make me a slave. You're not about to that's what I saw. I'm telling you what I saw from my perspective. That out of everybody in this America, that those were the only few people that said we know what's going on and we ain't having that shit. I didn't say listen. I didn't say they was right and I didn't say they was wrong. I'm telling you what I saw. Because honestly and truly, I was about to make a joke. Honestly and truly, I should be mad because black people built that fucking capital. They don't fuck that damn shit up. That was good artistry and craftsman architecture shit we did. And fuck that shit up. God damn it. Well, you know we ain't fixing it back up. They gonna call it. Nah. Yo, you know they had black people build a capital and had them sleep on the lawn. They could be sleeping the shit White House too. Trust is the big one for me. Who you allow into your life, and you can depend on. I can count on 5 in my lifetime. Well, Steve, that's a good number. That is a good number because 5 is a team. Pretty, you a military man for real. That makes six. You know what I'm saying? Like you a military man for bad. And I understand your language. Like you already got a team. And we all need to have that mindset. But you and I both know that's gonna be a struggle. Cause just in simple shit, we can't be a team on. At work, we can't be a fucking team. Can't even agree on shit. Anybody arguing and acting stupid over stuff. And now I gotta put the charger in. Charger, I got hold on, yo. Yeah, now acting stupid and stuff, and they can't even agree. They can't even agree or come to a consensus on working together. Just that alone. So I agree with you. You have a team, but I feel as though all of us should have a team mindset. We should be looking for our five people we can say we trust. And I like the fact that you did that. I like the fact that you said because it made me think about that. You know what I'm saying? We all should say we know at least a good five people we can trust that we know 100% sure. Where is your team? Where is your team? Can you say that? Can you say that? Can you do that? Not only that, not only should you have your five people on your team, but you also should train yourself as though you're five people. If you see what I'm saying, you should also train yourself as though you're five people. Meaning, if you good at something now, then you need to advance that shit. You need to advance that shit. And when you sparring and when you doing your fitness, when you doing your sparring and you doing your fitness and you doing your combination, you imagine and you envision that it is more than one for the cardio benefit. Because I don't care what nobody says. If you in a fight or you in a survival mode, if you run out of breath, you fucked. So keep your cardio up. We all need to say we have five people. But we must not damage our relationships because we have different views. We should able to have different views and maintain our friendship. There are people I have ran into that said, "Yeah, I got the shot, but I have friends that didn't have it, and I still fuck with them." I don't know what none of this says, so I don't know if these are trolls because I don't know what that says. I don't know what that means. Steve, you see this shit? Um, before I get out of here, hold on. I gotta finish this because it's very important that you don't burn down any bridges that you've had created for a long time. Any long lasting bridges you have, please do not let this situation fuck that up. Your life, I'm gonna keep saying this, your life is more important than a damn job. And I understand you paying bills, but there is other forms of income. Stop being selfish with yourself. Nah, I gotta get that government, that corporate job, at this job. Three of them. Oh man. Oh man. So all right. Shout out to the three of them, yo. For real. Yeah. My condolences. You know what I'm saying, and still thank you for their services. Oh man. Were they vets as well? If they was, man. I oh man. Oh man. Well, look. Three of them passed. You know what I mean? You gained one. All right. So um, we have to make sure that we don't burn those bridges because it's going to be important down the road for you to maintain that relationship. It's going to be very critical. A lot of us, we will destroy a friendship or a relationship because of jealousy, ego, and the jealousy and the ego is the biggest one. A lot of people don't think that. That is the number one reason people stop fucking with each other. Jealousy and ego and envy. The smallest things will cause people to be enemies with each other. The smallest things causes people to be enemies with each other. The smallest things. And when you look at the small thing, it's actually the dumbest thing. So I want to say this before I get out of here. You, you, okay? You are the driver. You are the driver. You know the destination and you know how to get there. Just go. Okay? Just go. Get there. Um, tomorrow, thank you. Thank you very much. You get some rest. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I won't be doing the show tomorrow because Better Minds Interrupting is coming on. Empress Trini and Maria is gonna be on. So you guys make sure you guys tune in to Better Minds Interrupted. Um, Friday, I will come on again Friday because you guys know as I go through my daily events, I have to talk to you about them. So I want everybody to be safe. I don't know if it's snowing where you guys are at, but if it is, you guys really be safe. Be safe on them roads, okay? And see y'all Friday. Peace.